I think I got some tissue in here. E- Easy Rest Motel. I found a receipt from this place in Charles's jacket. You know, I've been thinking about what I would do to the bitch who broke up my happy home. And at first I thought I might go upside her head, you know what I mean? But now, it's like now that I realize it's you. Don't you dare open your mouth to me. Don't you dare open your fucking mouth. Instead, he was patching up your damn dry ass walls.
I never meant to hurt you.
Maple. Really, Charles?
I love you, I don't love her.
Any shred of love I have left for you is gone.
You done enough.
I want to ask you two ladies from a woman's standpoint, is cheating a deal breaker?
Absolutely.
Why? And Lisa, Lisa, let me start with you. Then I'll go to Lisa, get your take. Go ahead, Lisa. Why?
Because there's no reason for it. Cheating is a choice. Cheating is a coward's way of having your cake and eating it too. Cheating is a choice to take away my options. I'm speaking for Lisa, speaking for nobody else.
Gotcha.
You can't take away my options. And what I mean by that is if you cheat, you're doing something you're not telling me, you're not giving me the option to say whether I'm going to be okay with it or whether I'm not. You already know I'm not, so you're cheating and you're lying, because cheating and lying go hand in hand to me. You are not respecting the relationship that we have, whatever it is. I don't care if I'm not your legal wife. I don't care what title you have put upon us. If we are in a relationship and you choose to cheat, you can choose to keep on stepping, because I don't have the patience for it.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. I'm going to go to you, Leisha.
Okay. I don't think cheating is a deal breaker as long as you're not habitual. Now, everyone has a chance to redeem themselves. Okay, you could have messed up. Now we can say we're gonna try this again. But if it becomes a habit, it's something that you constantly do, that means you can't be trusted. Then there's a deal breaker. Because obviously it's a problem. If it's something that we agreed that we're gonna get past, we're gonna do this over, we starting over, we did all the baby pleases and everything like that. Now, okay. But now if this is something you have a somebody every other week, a flavor of the month every month, it's a problem.
Well, let's go back, because I'm going to go to what Lisa said. So cheating is a deal breaker because it's a choice, correct?
Yes.
And the communication part is that if you can't speak on it, then I'm taking your choice away.
Absolutely.
Okay. So let me ask the question then. If a person come to you and tell you the choice that they want to make, and then you make the choice for them, then what options are being left on the table?
What do you mean make the choice for them?
So if a mate says, I want to engage with someone else and I'm coming to you to tell you ahead of time, you would tell them that that's not cool, I'm out, it's done, because you can't be with anybody else. Now, you said if cheating is hiding, if the person is upfront and tells you forwardly that I'm looking to expand and be with someone else, and it's going to be a sexual encounter that I'm looking for, you're saying if they do that, it's a deal breaker.
It absolutely is.
Okay. So what other recourse do the person have?
They've done their part. You've been honest with me. You've now given me the opportunity to say no. Let me at least say no.
Okay.
Whether or not you're going to do it anyway is no longer my concern. but you've respected me enough as a person, as your woman, or as a woman in a relationship with you. You've given me the option to say no. And if you're going to do it anyway, then that means that you don't want to be in a relationship with me. You want to be in a relationship with yourself, and that's completely okay. The difference for me is that as long as you're honest with what you really want, and you're giving me my option to say no and to move away, move to the side gracefully, have at it. Do your thing.
Does that work on the other side?
Absolutely. If I get to a space in my relationship where I'm not being fulfilled.
No, hold on. No. See what you're doing now. You
no.
see,
I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me.
Only thing I'm going to say to you is this: when you gave your first soliloquy, it had nothing to do with not being fulfilled.
Well, then why are you cheating?
No. Because again, when you gave your first soliloquy, it was
it's
you
fluid,
never
John.
mentioned
it's fluid,
about,
Jay.
but you never mentioned it was about you wasn't fulfilled. You gave that the honesty
was implied.
It
was implied, because why are you cheating then?
I missed the implication.
Alicia, did you miss the implication that you're cheating because you're not getting what you need? Because isn't that what cheating supposedly is I'm stepping out?
Not for men, not all the time for men.
Sometimes okay.
Sometimes it just because it's the opportunity is there.
Ooh.
Again, the choice to choose the opportunity is the choice that you've made, that you saw something you wanted, you decided to take it. So
but you use unfulfilled
because that's where it's coming from.
Who says? I mean, Alicia just explained it does not have to do with being unfulfilled.
It's just being greedy. Greedy,
okay.
Opportunity, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
But I want to identify when I switched the roles.
Okay.
You was quick to use that if I'm unfulfilled.
Because I was laying it out. If you're unfulfilled, if you see an opportunity, what's the difference? That's bullshit.
Oh, it's a big difference.
That's semantics.
No, it's not.
That's semantics.
No, it's
because
not.
An opportunity presents itself. Why is this? Let me finish. Why is this an opportunity? What are you not getting in your relationship that you feel that the opportunity is better than what you have at home?
And it fell.
No. Let me give you the man's point of view. And I say it all the time. I can be in a great relationship, but if I'm on an elevator stuck with Jill Scott, she gonna get it. Okay, it ain't got nothing to do. If I get the opportunity, she gonna get it. See, again, I'm not trying to marry her, I'm not trying to date her, but that elevator fling that her and I had, that's what it was. It was an elevator fling.
And I could do the same thing. Me and Michael B. Jordan was just having a conversation.
There you go.
I don't know what happened.
There you go. And all of a sudden, my clothes is off, and Michael B. Jordan's doing his thing. You had that fling, and it's not about not being fulfilled. It's about the opportunity that came about, and I took advantage of this opportunity. It was an opportunity.
Okay, but how many cheaters are really cheating with Jill Scott and Michael B. Jordan?
I can't answer that.
Come on now.
Hold on. Listen.
Come on now.
I will go one further. If my high school crush, if my college crush gave me the opportunity, listen, it's all about the opportunity. I ain't trying to marry her. But I didn't get it in high school. I didn't get it in college. I got that opportunity now. I'm going to smash that, and I'm going to be like, yo.
All this time? Is that what it is?
No one said it's chasing. It's just about the opportunity. But I'm addressing your whole spiel is who has the opportunity.
I'm asking. So what you're saying is, if as a man, if your high school crush or your college crush shows up somewhere and you don't have your woman with you,
we at that reunion, my woman, and we at that sitting here telling you, you're talking to the wrong one.
That is a character flaw. I need you to know that's a character flaw.
So you call it what you want, but I'm going to tell you right now, the opportunity comes. Listen, the opportunity.
You got to have a conversation. Let me let you know what's going on.
Listen, the opportunity comes. We end up in the bathroom together. Yo, listen, let me just tell you. Listen, it's all about the opportunity. I said to you, it's
Y'all
all
some
about what the
opportunistic
opportunity.
individuals, and y'all can keep that shit because every opportunity is not the best opportunity for you.
I'm not saying no to that, but I'm just going to address what you said earlier. Is
Ridiculous.
you use unfulfilled? I'm
You
just
didn't
saying
let me finish,
things
but yes, I
happen.
started with unfulfilled. I did.
So go ahead.
I did.
I'm going.
But there's
let
not
you go
always
on.
unfulfillment. Some people, as
Right.
Leisha said, the other side of that coin is just fucking greedy. Let's just call it what it is.
It
Some
is.
people are just fucking greedy.
So
Want your cake and eat it
You
too.
want
no,
you want the cake, you want the
it's
pie, you want the rolls,
it's
you want all of that
something.
shit that's not good for you.
It's something else, and we get away from it all the time. It's called human reality, and nobody's perfect. And at
No
the
one's
end of the
perfect.
day, you are as a human, you have these things that, yes, you are quote unquote in a certain relationship you are supposed to try and refrain from, but not everybody can. Monogamy is one of the hardest chores to achieve on a daily basis. And
It
people
depends.
lose, no, of course, but people lose the sight that you have human instincts. It's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And if we deny that and act as if that's not real, which a lot of people do, because I don't make excuses for it. I'm human. At the end of the day, if things are going to happen now, like you said, if you're going to have a conversation about it, you're going to talk about it. But I said to you, if I come to you and I let you know on a human level that, listen, I'm not saying that what you and I have doesn't do it for me, but I want to do it with somebody else. And you tell me, thank you for telling me this, but peace, I'm out. Then I'm okay, cool. Then, but understand, either way, if you were to understand where I'm coming from, it's not taken away from you. It's understanding that if we're going to have an adult conversation, let's have this conversation and then try to see eye to eye to it, to realize that if I keep holding this back, I'm going to end up, as you say, quote unquote, cheating on you.
Yes.
So
But you
if
also
you
got to
go
recognize
ahead, Leisha.
it goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You
It goes
understand?
both ways,
But
without a doubt.
if you do it, I can do it too.
Yep,
And then
without a
that's when
doubt.
you don't want to go on tit for tat just
Right,
because, then you're just doing it out of spite.
right.
And also with that BMF situation,
Mm-hmm.
that was a little bit a deeper betrayal because that was her friend and a friend. Now that right there, that
Was that her
someone
friend or was that an associate that lived the two doors down?
that that was that was the friend because she came in there and when she came in the house, she sat down and was like, "Girlfriend, let me tell you what's going on." So she
Mm-hmm.
felt that she can confide in her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was a stranger or just an associate, she wouldn't have felt so obliged to. Now I'm going to confide in you. Let me tell you what's going on in my situation in my marriage.
But now, and that's what I want to hit on, Leash. The husband went to his wife and told her what they weren't doing and what she wasn't doing for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when he did that, she wasn't trying to hear it at first until she started feeling she was about to lose him because she could start seeing his wandering eye. Yes. And she was picking up on it. Then she tried to put on the lingerie. She tried to be a little bit more, and it wasn't her. And it didn't do it for him. All right, go on, Lisa. Go on. Go ahead.
This is all humanistic bullshit. I'm gonna call it exactly what it is.
Okay.
It's human. So breaking it down to human interactions and human needs and desires. Mm-hmm. Let's just be honest. We get into relationships with the understanding that we want companionship, compatibility, we want security. There's a whole lot of wants within that setting up of a real one-to-one relationship. You don't have to give up being a human being and having human desires. What you have to make a decision on is if you know the person that you're in a relationship with is not going to want to participate in other people's sexual encounters in your relationship. There are some people that absolutely thrive in having multiple partners because they're designed that way. Those people should be in a relationship together. Their humanistic sides speak to each other. That's why swingers are swingers, and that's why poly people are poly people. But when you're talking about a monogamous relationship because that's what you desire, hold on. You go into that with the understanding that this is what I'm going to do from a mature space. What I heard you say was, I have an itch and I want to scratch that itch. And I want you to be okay with me having an itch. Fuck you and your itch. Okay? Because what you should have told me was, you are not giving me what I need to satisfy that itch. Because, John, whether you want to admit it or not, that base instinct comes from a desire. And if that desire is not being met by me, it's about you. Talk about why it's not being met. And as you said, he came to her and said, you ain't doing X, Y, and Z. You ain't blah, blah, blah. Is that really about her? Or is that really more about him?
If it's about him or her, at the end of the day, the monogamy, which we started with, doesn't have to stay there, because 20 years later, when you're talking about over a period of time now, I change, you grow, I grow. Now, if my desires change, then that one-on-one monogamy that which you talk about may not have to be one-on-one anymore, because now we have changed, we have grown. And as your quote unquote mate, I should be able to express that to you without having a consequence against it, because we've been rocking for the past 20 years. If you watch me grow, you've seen me grow, you've seen who I am, then why not understand that I'm not the same person that when we started this monogamy 20 years prior, that I'm not there anymore. Now, I might not be there, and I'm trying to let you know I'm not there. Now, if you're not there, then I understand what you're saying. But understand, if you're going to judge me for that, then I'm coming to you and putting it on the table, and you saying deuces, then why was I doing this for the past 20 years then?
Because that was the assignment that you signed up for. You made that agreement with me.
Right. Okay.
You walked up to me and said, hey, this is what I want. I want you. I want us. I want blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I get what you're saying. People grow and they evolve in their relationships. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. But if you're evolving into someone completely different than the person that we started out with, then maybe we need to talk about us all together, not just from a sexual aspect. Let's talk about us all together, because that means that there are parts of you that I haven't kept up with, right? So what about me? If you want to go out and have this experience, what does that do for me? I ain't fucking her. So what does that do for me?
Again, if you said, come to me, let's have this conversation, that's where the discussion comes in.
Answer the question.
If
you get yours off,
wait.
What does that do for me?
I'm going to say it to you. Again, it's where you're at with it. It's on the table. What you do with it is going to have to be the recourse that you take. But I've come to you and put it on the table to you. But you're going to tell me, because of a contract that I laid out 20 years ago, and now when you use evolution, which means change, we can't change. I have to stick to that. So again, I go back and say to you, this is why people, not only men, this is why women, and this is why guys cheat. This is because this is why
women cheat as well. Women don't.
Of course, I said both sides.
But then you got the greedy motherfuckers. Let's no.
Greed, all of that. Listen, of
greed.
Course.
Come on.
No.
You got people.
I said, of course. I'm agreeing with you.
They get married in May and they cheating by June.
Listen, I agree with you.
What is that?
But the question is, should it be a deal breaker? You see, I'm going to go back to that.
Why shouldn't it be? For me, I'm just trying to understand.
You can only speak for you, but Leisha and I both said, I'm going to say it's not a deal breaker for me. It's not. Because
so then having random sexual encounters, because let me get my question all the way out.
Go ahead.
Having random sexual encounters so you can scratch an itch should be okay in your relationships. You both feel that as whomever you're with and whatever connotation that looks like. Okay. If he comes home and says he got an itch he want to scratch, and she come home and say, this dude I really want to bang just because he looks good, you both are going to be okay with that type of
if we
encounter.
Have a strong relationship.
Bullshit,
I'm going to
John.
say it again. Hold on, wait. Hold on. I say it again. You said what you feel for.
I know, but that's bullshit.
No, because you said what you feel for you. I'm going to say what I feel for me. I'm going to say cheating is not a deal breaker for me. Is other factors that for me is a deal breaker. Cheating is not one of them, because I've grown in these 55 years to understand what it is for to tell a person that you cannot pursue something that you might want that I do not provide for you, or I'll let you have what, because that's, to me, is what unconditional love is about. That's being unconditional. But that's me.
Okay.
That's so broad. You can't.
But no, but no.
That's so broad.
But no, like, okay, like I was like on Basketball Wives this season. Okay, one of the Basketball Wives, she's in a situation, Brooke, with her husband. She caught her husband having a conversation with a young lady via text, and that was inappropriate. So she got mad. She left him, and she's putting for papers for a divorce. Now she's putting the papers for divorce, and she's talking to her girlfriends. But now her husband's coming back around, and he's talking to her. They having conversations, and I think in her heart she feels like we could get past this, but because of public opinion and what her girlfriends and what other people may see, it's like, you taking him back, girl, because all that he did, because he was talking to somebody else, but he's coming back to you, telling you like can we work this out? Like, can we? And you can see that where she's tormented on how she really wants to take this man back. I was like, just take that man back. Go ahead and make yourself happy. If y'all could get past this could be a one-time thing. Now, this may not be, he didn't do nothing. He had a conversation. Yes, it was inappropriate. Something could have been about to happen. You know what I'm saying? And that is a part of your loyalty has been shaken, you know. So you do have a little trust issue right there. But you do love that man. He coming back to you. Now y'all trying to get things on the good. Now y'all can go back together, cancel that whole divorce papers or whatever, and y'all can live happily ever after from this.
So let me ask a question.
Do that.
You said if it's a one-time thing. John, are you saying that if you come to your spouse one time, and she's like, you know what, if it makes you happy and it's going to keep our marriage, our relationship, our situationship, or whatever the case it is, strong, that I'm going to give you what you need so that you can feel free to cheat in peace? Because that's what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing y'all say is,
no,
the relationship becomes a back burner to, let me finish, becomes a back burner to the desire of one individual in that relationship. Because let me finish my damn statement. Shit. So the one person comes to the other person and says, this is what I feel, this is what I want, this is what I need. And they do, I'm asking you, is it okay? I'm asking you basically for permission to fuck around. And if I'm asking you for permission, I'm asking you because I want to keep the rest of our relationship going strong. But I want to get this get this nut off real good with this situation. So she says, he says, whatever the case is, okay, good. This time. When does it become a problem in the relationship? Because now that you've acquiesced and you've said yes this one time because you want to hold on to your relationship, you want to keep that foundation strong, when does it become a problem? When is too much too much?
Yes.
Okay, so let me say it to you. Everyone's relationship is their own.
Of course.
Hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm giving you the answer. Everyone's relationship is their own. However, me and the other person customize it, however we work it out, that's our relationship. It doesn't have to be a one-time thing. It can be an understanding. At the end of the day, if the relationship is worth holding on to, cheating is not the deal breaker. Understanding, to me, is what it's going to take. She might be in a place of wanting to be with someone else without having the relationship tied to it. It doesn't change that dynamic for her and I if we have that relationship. The relation part is being able to relate to where we are in our lives in a certain space. Let me show you another example. If I no longer have a sexual desire anymore,
right,
and then my mate does,
right,
am I to now tell her, because I don't have any more sexual desire, she must cut hers off? She can't be with anybody else. So now
that's a good question.
Now, okay, now you have to live like I live, that my sexual libido is gone. You can't do anything. And now you are doing this to what? But wouldn't it be different if I understood that I don't have it, but I still want you to go out there and have it, and we
That's
still
absolutely
preserve
different.
this
That's hall pass.
That's
relationship?
different.
No, it's not. See, we
To me,
use the
it's different.
term hall pass, and yes,
Oh.
but at the same time, it's just a different situation.
Yeah,
That's all that's
situation.
different. Every
I think that part is
situation-
different, John, though.
But every
We're not talking about
situation,
that.
but every situation, you can understand it what works for the two people.
Uh-huh.
Now, what might not work for you might work for two other people. Hence why I said you have people that have dynamics in their relationship that they understand that, you know what, long as you don't bring anything back here, you do what you do. You keep it private, you keep it undercover, you don't disrespect. Because I know relationships like that, and they flourish because they have an understanding. They preserve their relationship, and it ain't for
They don't have a
everybody.
relationship.
Oh, see again,
That's not a relationship. That's bullshit, John.
It's bullshit.
That's just people making
to
excuses for
you.
fucking around.
It's-
Call it what it
it's-
is.
But it's bullshit to you because you don't subscribe
because
to it.
real is real.
But
No.
subscribe to Deck Life, y'all. Make sure you do subscribe to Deck Life. But
I
if
think
you
we have
don't
learned to
subscribe
make
to it,
excuses.
no, listen,
I'm
whatever
telling
you
you.
want to call it, at the end of the day, like I said, everybody's situation is their own.
This
You-
is true,
you-
but there's
you
a
have-
baseline. There's a baseline, John.
So
Come
hold
on
on. Let
now.
me say this. You have married couples right now listening to this show or watching this show that is under the same roof or not having sex, or if they do, it's only twice a year or maybe 3 times a year, because if you throw in leap year and a birthday, they might get a little bit more. So, but at the end of the day, they're not, but understand, they're doing it and knowing that they're not internally happy, and knowing that they're doing it and going through this because they're preserving the relationship that they have.
So is the relationship more important? Let's bring that back to what you just said. They're preserving the relationship.
Mhm.
Is being in the relationship more important than being happy? Because I'm going to be
For some people, it
1000%
is.
real with you. I'd rather you say this is not what I need anymore.
Mhm.
I have grown beyond this, what we have, and you go on and do your thing. If your thing is doing other people on a regular basis, because that's the shit that gets you off, go do that. We don't have to stay in a relationship in order for you to get fulfilled. And fulfillment is a part of that.
Now, at
Go
the
do your
same,
thing.
no, I'm totally agree with you, but you cannot frown upon and call it bullshit for the other person, the person opposite of you that says, I'm okay with you doing that. Long as you preserve what the relationship we have here. You, again, if you choose not to judge it, then I'm fine with that, because it can work either way for the two people that are involved in that relationship.
And maybe if I sound like I'm judging, I'm speaking from a space of having spent a lifetime, 56 years, of watching successful relationships that did not have cheating in them. And by cheating in them, I mean that there were other people that folks were involved with, and they were all singing and swinging by their toenails, and they were all happy because there was open communication about what they needed. So cheating to me goes back to what we said originally. You got to step to me as a grown man and be honest about your shit. That's what you have to do. If you are in a space where you desire something other than what we have, that means that you're not getting what you need from us, whether it's an opportunity, whether it's Jill Scott. I'm gonna almost have to say, you know what? If you don't knock that shit out, then you need your ass beat. I get that. If Michael B. Jordan's getting ready to break it off, I get that. But we're not talking about a everyday Michael B. Jordan or an everyday Jill Scott, right? We're talking about people who make a conscious choice to go against everything that they get into a relationship for the sake of getting screwed. They just want to have their cake. Okay, hold, stop. It's not just that. Some people don't know how to be in a relationship. All they've ever done is survive, so they don't understand how to really be in a relationship, relate to each other. As you said, the unconditional part means I get to say and do whatever I want. I disagree with that. I disagree with that because as adults, we don't get to go to work naked. We don't get to show up on Zoom naked. We don't get to go grocery shopping naked. We don't get to do all the things that our hearts really want us to do. We could, but we go to jail. Put your face back together. Put your face back together because you can't show up. And if you're doing Zoom nakeds, I don't need to know that. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. Okay, I'm just saying. As adults, there are parameters. Let's just
But
be honest.
those are work parameters. You're
And
talking
I
about
can't.
you
I can't go outside and pick
you
up the mail naked either now.
you apples and oranges when you talk about relationships between two people are designated and designed by the two people. It doesn't have to be acceptable to you, to me, or anyone else. At the end of the day, if those two people accept what they have and it
Absolutely.
works for them, then it works. But again, that's why we started this segment off as saying, is cheating a deal breaker? It might be a deal breaker for some, not all.
When you've been cheated on enough, like literally as a woman, when you've been cheated on for no other reason,
That could be a
not
part too.
it absolutely. Just saying.
All right, y'all. I think we will revisit this conversation after this airs. We're going to come back to this one. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is Deck Life. I am Mr. J.
I'm Leisha.
And I'm Lisa, and I said what the fuck I said. Cheating is not the option. Please and or thank you.
Peace out, y'all.